Nobody else left to chat. Net split, there's a net split. They were here, but now where are they at? Somewhere there's a space and time. Oh, God. Let's see. Do 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 do. All right, let me link this. Da, 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 da. Net split, there's a net split. They were here, but now where are they at? Somewhere in space and I can't remember all the lyrics to it. Jesus. Hello, guys. I'm gonna attempt to write. You should come and say hi, says somebody in the Twitch writing thing. All right. Well, I linked it to the people there. This is gonna be a rough day. I can feel it already. Let me see. I said Big Jira. I've been programming for a couple hours already, so I'm a bit ahead of you. Yeah, we stayed up late last night and watched a movie, and I like hooked up my the LRHPA and a projector, and so it was just like rattling the entire neighborhood. So the movie that I chose, kind of unfortunately, was The Dirty Dozen, which is oh fuck, here. Which way do I have to move? Oh, I got to move this way a little bit. There we go. Gay. I was covering up the chat. But so The Dirty Dozen was like a 1967 film. Baba Louie from Cool Hand Luke was in it as a major. And then I think the head dude was like Lee Majors or one of those dudes. I don't know if it was Lee Majors. I forgot his name every time I looked at it, but just regular, nondescript, striking-looking white dude. And then Ernest Borgnine was a fucking general in it. And then Charles Bronson was the co-lead. Oh, and it really made me feel better about my own work because every single part of that performance was like a solid C plus B. But people love that fucking movie. They really love it. Just there's so many points in the script where you're just like, why is this fucking in here? The movie was like 2.5 hours long. It could have been 120 minutes. It could have been 90 minutes, and it would have been a better film. But back then, they let it all hang out. People, they didn't want to go outside. The movie theaters had AC. And just like, you know what? Let's let this run on for 3 hours. Let me see. I guess the main character had like a pretty standout performance. I like that the army just didn't give a shit about anybody. But yeah, I guess I would rate it like an 82 to 84 out of 100. For its time, it was pretty solid. But if you stack it up against like Cool Hand Luke, which came out the same year, there's no comparison. Like Cool Hand Luke, which shares an actor with it, a Paul Newman feature, easy 98 to 100 of a movie. Just superb. And then this one's more of like a, not trying to be in that like rarefied air of being Kino or cinema or whatever, but still worth the time, I would say. But had I not been drinking, it would have been like a 75. But it was interesting. I found it in a list of like World War II movies that everybody should check out. So I'm just kind of going through the ones I haven't seen. I couldn't get through Das Boot. I think I just got bored at the point where, well, I mean, it's like Das Boot is like 4 hours. It's like 8 hours long and something. There's like a German TV series you can watch. And I think I stopped watching when the guy got pubic lice in his eyebrows from sucking dick. And I was like, okay, that's an interesting thing that happens on submarines. And then my attention wandered. Maybe I just didn't want to think about pubic lice in your eyebrows. And then what else am I going to see that's on there? I guess I got to watch Dunkirk at some point. Another Christopher Nolan vehicle. The other option, if the other people didn't want to watch fucking Dirty Dozen, was Seven Samurai, which I've seen before, and I think it's excellent. We just watched Rashomon not too long ago. I really enjoyed that, and I read the book of short stories that Rashomon was based on, and I was surprised at how like threadbare the story that inspired Rashomon was. They really took a lot of liberty to make it like a full length thing, and it was during that period of acting where where Japanese people were still acting like they were in like a no theater. They're like way overacting everything. They're like big teeth showing all the time, and it's like they were on stage projecting for everybody because they hadn't made the transition to more realistic acting styles. So you were getting like these actors that had been their whole lives up on a stage just doing like these big pantomimes and high energy and so forth. And the story is not that type of story at all. It's like a very somber, crazy story. Um, so it was dope. I like the contrast between those two things and like knowing like hey this is like a unique period in Japan anime cinema before they got their morals eroded by pornography cartoons. So I guess that's my cinema moment there. All right, we're working on chapter 1.5, and only after reading this did I realize that this chapter is written as a comedy, which is really out of pace with the rest of the story. And the verbiage in here is so bad. This chapter was a rewrite, and it hasn't been re-edited at all. So, um, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot before I begin, but this could be like a slog. Um, but yeah, this chapter I was like reading through it. It's full of points where you can just tell that I'm trying to be clever, and there's nothing worse than like somebody who's over eager trying to be funny. You know what I mean? It needs to flow. I'm sure I was very amused with myself at the time where I was writing this. It just reads like I was drunk, and maybe I was, although I don't typically drink when I'm writing. But yeah, this is about where we're at. So what's happening in this chapter is that after Rigel has staggered across the city, and it's like this grim, dark thing with like tripping over corpses and lightning and stabbed and blah blah blah. We have like this kind of light folly between El Shala and Rebel, and it a little could be used to highlight sort of like the strata that each of them are in economically, but mainly it's just dick jokes. So let's try to get through it. All right. So RAPAXORIS by Zach ZYZ, chapter 1.5. This is day 5. As Rigel howled to the rafters, El Shala and Revelry Ramos scoured the swamp streets. It was hopeless. The deluge had obliterated every... Um, all right, so this needs to be a new paragraph. here but now. Oh, welcome to everybody joining our chat. Yeah, this is going to be, if you want to see the hard part of editing, this is going to be it now. The part where you just have to face up to your own vanity and cull your darlings, I guess. Ugh. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, that old joke. Thieves steal police station toilet. Cops have nothing to go on. Oh, I'm not gonna work that in though. Mm-hmm. 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 All right, let's see. As Rigel howled to the rafters, El Shala and Revel Remus scoured the swamp streets. It was hopeless from the start. Every window was shuttered against the shipbreaker. The guard were all gone. The streets of the Quartier were deserted. Mm-hmm. 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 All right, cool. Let's try this paragraph one more time. As Rigel howled to the rafters, El Shala and Revel Ramos scoured the swamp streets. It was hopeless from the start. Every window was shuttered against the shipbreaker. The guard were gone. The streets of the Quartier were completely deserted. Oh, it's not that bad. Mm-hmm. I don't know if die trying is too much. The deluge obliterated every trace of the thief's tale. Mm-hmm. Fuck. Oh, this is a whole rewrite. I forgot how bad these are on stream. I might have to just call it for a day. Well, I tell you what, we'll give it till like 8:30 and see if I can make some progress here. But this is like a whole rewrite. So fortunately, nobody's involved in this guy because this shit is no bueno. All right, what do we got there? Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna topic this fucker. Okay. So what actually needs to happen here? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fuck. This happens every time. Um, we just get stuck in like rewrite hell. When this is why normally I have a couple of off-stream edits before I get to this, and then this chapter I think I was lazy and I was just like, fuck it, I'll just fix it in the mix, and always a mistake. It's so much harder to do this on stream. Maybe I'll throw on some music. Well, nah. I'll just chill. We're like getting through it, but it's like that video game, getting over it with the shovel. It's bad. Lord have mercy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And if everyone did it, well, they pretty much do. Everybody's got a fucking novel out at this point. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is like a POV fuck up, because this is supposed to be from her POV. Ugh. Oh yeah, this is fuck me. Like you can't have the POV is not clear here, um, until we get to here. Like so, originally this was written as like a split POV between the two of them, and it should be just between, or it should just be at El Shala POV, and I think it's the first chapter of her POV. And part of the reason why this is so turbulent is like the character doesn't have time to like, or the reader doesn't have time to get into it because we don't take like a strong step to establish like, hey, this is a new character's point of view. This is how she thinks, and this is how she blah 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 blah. Oh, it's rough. Um, so yeah, like honestly, it needs to start with something that like firmly establishes like, hey, this is how this person sees the world, right? Because we're doing a new thing. Let's take a look at how we do it in our other chapters, right? So, yeah, Revel is not a good example here because it's like an info dump. Oh no, it's not a new POV for her. Okay, cool. We established her POV earlier as like this catty, cunty kind of thing. Okay, cool. I'm just talking completely out of my yin yang here. Mm-hmm. So I think here we need to start from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. Because if we say it's hopeless from the start, then the reader has no reason to hope that they'll like catch on to the trail. Oof. Mm-hmm. It's a watermelon. And just this one had come apart as a little. I take these little. There's a magnet on the back, and I go to the street corners where dudes sell watermelon, and sometimes I'll put one of these like way high up on a street lamp so that people know it's the watermelon spot. It's very goofy, but who cares? What do we got? Some idiot bothering me. Oh, it's Big Bradius here. Can't make it tonight. See, not math for why? Oh, are you all right? Let me see. He lost his keyboard. So Bradius says, "Well, I spilled my drink keyboard. Judging results, it isn't quite dry. This is funny, but I guess I'm keyboardless until he dries. He can't chat in the YouTube chat. That's a fucking bummer. The chat should come through, but I mean, yeah. I'm not heartbroken that he's not here to see this debacle. All right, so let's go line by line and figure out why this isn't working. As Rigel howled to the rafters. Oh, yeah. As Rigel howled to the rafters, his pursuers scoured the swamp streets for any sign of the thief. They found none. Every window was shuttered against the shipbreaker. The guard were gone, and the streets. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this a little better. As Rigel howled to the rafters, his pursuers scoured the swamp streets for any sign of a thief. They found none. Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, something about like how the lamps are blown out and so forth. I'm getting like a like Jack the Ripper kind of skulking vibe, which is a board game that what is it? There's a I guess there's one that I played. I'm trying to figure out which one it is exactly, but it's a Jack the Ripper game where one character is a detective trying to find him, and one character is Jack the Ripper trying to skulk around. And there are all kinds of like street lights and different characters that have fields of vision and stuff. I forget. I think Hurricane Games puts it out. All right, hold on. Let me remember what this is. Yeah, 2004. Mr. Jack is the name of the board game. Let's check out Nerd Game Geek. And then you can see this is what it looks like. Yeah, so you move around this map. Um, I think it's pretty good. I would give it like an 8.5 out of 10 or 85 out of 100 there. It's a like very tight, fun two-player thing. Let's see if we can find a better one while I'm distracting myself from my, yeah, here. So here you can see like a game in progress. It's kind of interesting. Like these tokens are the people, and then the idea is that these street lamps, gas street lamps, go out as the night burns on, and there's a character that turns on street lamps. And basically, if you're in the shadows, then you can't be found out unless somebody's standing right next to you. It's great fun. All right. In round 4, Jack wins. Let's see. Yeah, I like anything that's kind of asymmetrical in that way. Okay. Although it is a relatively higher level of technology that we're affording them there, if they have street lamps at all. I'm just gonna say that these street lamps burn whale oil, because I don't. They're not at the level of technology where they would have like natural gas or plumbing or any of that shit here. Maybe they have plumbing in the Courtier. Like, they'd be at like a Roman level of technology. I don't know. I don't think the Romans had natural gas. Romans illuminated the streets with oil lamps, and cities from Baghdad to Cordoba were similarly lit when during the Dark Ages. Rome at night was dark and dangerous. There were no streetlights, and Roman houses had atria and inner courtyards. There were no windows to brighten. It was not safe to venture out without an armed guard, although this is just some dude on Quora. Okay, and then they had a libertarian fire department. Mm-hmm. I can't believe we're spending like an hour to write a paragraph. This is what happens when you don't do your homework. Mm-hmm. Was it? Is it worth? I mean, there's no question of worth it. It has to be done. You gotta get through the bullshit and whatever. That's my own fault, kind of too, for staying up late, drinking, watching movies, getting distracted by nerds. You reap what you sow. But I'm gonna get through this. Okay, and we're going from finding out about Rigel to maybe we could do something about how only they were stupid enough to be outside and all this nonsense. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think I'm getting farther from my goal than closer to it, to tell you the truth. Ugh. Ah. Jesus. I'm suffering. Let me see. What's our time here? Yeah, I literally spent an hour to make this worse. What a dork. All right. I'm going to try anyway. All right. So while he's screaming, he's like, yeah. All right. There we go. Let's try this. As Rigel held to the rafters, his pursuit. Oh no, it's terrible. All right, all right. I'm gonna call it. I got no juice today. I need to reread, rewrite, revise. Shout out to not getting anywhere. I guess I need to go on a montage or something for us. All right. I have been defeated this morning, but it's not like we didn't get anywhere. It's just this chapter is particularly poorly written and needs a rewrite. So there is a non-zero chance that tomorrow morning I will do nothing but just plow through this horse shit off stream and try to fix it. Maybe I'll try to take a crack at this later today, but it's clear to me that I am not in the real estate mindset to solve this issue. I do not consider this an inauspicious start to the week. We're just going to get it together and see what's happening. So, Jira, thank you for suffering along with me. I highly appreciate it. Tomorrow is another day. Penis bomb.